Hello, this is Malorian. This is going to be another War Machine Battle Report, and this is going to be a 2 versus 2 game. So really what happened is I went in to play my game, and the place is packed. So really in order to get a game, we had to kind of like combine forces. So it's going to be two 25-point lists per side, a different player each. And we're just going to be doing incursion, and off we go. So we kind of just got all the players together. Really, I just said, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, roll dice, okay, I'm with you. And the way it worked is that 3 of us are fairly experienced, and the other guy has been playing just for a little while. So no matter what, there was going to be that offset for the teams. If not, we could have made that way. But the way it worked, I was with one of another experienced guys, and then the other person, also a pretty experienced person, and then the new fella. So I'm just going to say right out of the bat that that's the way it was. Really what I'm going with here is at 25 points, you can't really do much with it. I'm back with doing my Legion here, and I figure that my favorite caster at 25 points is eVayl, because I can just take a little, a few monsters with her, and off I go. I really feel that she can really do the attrition battle. I can go in there, I can do the scenario if I need it, and I just like her at these smaller point games. So that's who I'm going to be going with, and really the rest I'll cover with the battle, but let's see what happens. Alright, so let's take a look at what we got here. On this side, we're going to have Vlad, who has a War Dog, Behemoth, the Berserker, Drago, Great Bears, and then also Yuri, the Axe. My side is going to be the Angelius, the Scythian, Carnivian, eVayl, and then I just bought today actually the Deathstalker, just kind of throw on the base, and going to be trying that one out. On the other side here, for the Menoth side, really good looking painted models, and this one here is where he's going to be using Feora, who's using a little combination of the light jacks. You got the choir there, you got Rupert, you got the exemplars with the UA, and so a nice little compact army with the jacks in the back and then those guys in the front. Over here, we got the troll player, and being this troll player, we usually have very close games. And the way that's set up, we're set up right across from each other, so we're going to be at each other again. But in this list here, he has the eGrim, he has the Bomber, the Impaler, the Fell Caller, he has the Brewers in the front, Janissa, and then, the other support person over there, Chronicler, something, I don't know. Overall, this is the mission here. So we got the incursion, so that this here at the end of the first turn, one of the flags will disappear. You're trying to get 5 points. You get 1 if you control, 2 if you dominate. One of the things I noticed that, it's kind of hard to see because this one's at an angle, but actually he set up my Khador ally right across from the center. So I'm really way here on the left. So if the left one disappears, that's going to be bad for me. But either way, this is the way it usually works with 2 versus 2 players, is that usually there's not a lot of mixing. So it pretty much be me versus the trolls, Khador versus Menoth, and we'll just kind of see what happens from there. So we get first turn, really just moving on up. Right now I have refuge on the Angelius, so that if he really moves up something nasty, I can run up, smash it, go away. But for the most part, I'm not thinking he's going to. Otherwise, I got some spiky growth up, and we're just kind of waiting for them to come to us, really. And so that's what they do. If you ever see those green dice there on the right, that's actually the flame wall that Feora can do. Otherwise, you can see the burrows went down. Janissa puts up a wall. He does 2 shots using with the snipe up against my Deathstalker. Both of them scatter away, so that was nice. So they didn't really accomplish anything this turn, but one of the things that's really obvious to see here is that the Menoth player is really putting on the pressure for the scenario being up there on the right, and the Khador, because it's a little bit slow, is a little bit back, so that could be a worry. It's even more of a worry when my flag goes away. And I really see myself as a scenario player, and the troll player, I'd say he's a caster kill player. My Khador buddy, he's a caster kill player. So the way this is going, we're not really playing to our strengths here. I should be on the other side. He should be over here. But hey, it is what it is, and let's try and deal with these burrowers. So I don't really get too much done in my turn, but I really decide I need to take something off. Kind of like in my last game, I decided that I just really need to cut into his beast to really give him some fury generating issues. So I pop my feet, do some damage to the Impaler, really disappointed because I hit him with 3 of the obliterates. It's dice -1, leave him with a lot. But after a couple of boost shots from the Carnivian and the Angelius, the Impaler goes down, so there's 1 light down. Meanwhile, I still have the Refuge on the Angelius. I have the Admonition up on the Scythian. The Scythian's up there and the Angelius, so that when those guys pop out, you know, if they're anywhere close to me, I'll be tying them up. Otherwise, Khador keeps on moving up during their kind of like block, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So on his turn, the Burrowers pop up. He goes up with Grim, pops his feet, does Mortality to my Angelius, is ready to kick its butt. But in moving up Epic Grim, one of his little buddies gets within 6 inches of the Scythian. Scythian gets to go up 3 inches with Admonition, and with Reach gets to tie up lots of these Burrowers here. So that's really going to save my butt, I hope. Overall, though, in the end, it doesn't actually save me. He's still able to take down my Angelius. Otherwise, he stays out of range with the bomber, and he actually comes very, very close to taking out the Scythian. The Scythian had all of like 2 boxes left when everything was said and done. So he almost took down 2 heavies. That would be absolutely crippling. So now really on this side, I really need to take down the bomber just to try and even things up here. Otherwise, I mean, look what Menos doing there on the right. I mean, he's all over that flag on the right. He'd be scoring. If you know, like units, it's really hard to actually score with units because the whole unit has to be within 4 inches. But yeah, we have some scenario issues if Khador doesn't help that out. I'm having attrition issues over here, so things aren't looking good for my side of the board. What we really do here, okay, we both do some pretty big things. I'm going to start with my stuff because, hey, it's my battle report. I really had just 1 Burrower that I need to get out of the way so I could deliver the Scythian to his bomber. And man, well, 1 Burrower just wouldn't go down. You know, the Deathstalker tried shooting. He was tough. In the end, it took eVayl to go up with Refuge, shoot him, go back to get rid of it. Scythian then went across, did take out the bomber, really needed that. Otherwise, a Carnivian is there with Admonition. Yeah, so it's looking pretty good that way. He's now, of course, going to be able to kill the Scythian. I should be able to live, but now on this side of the board, he has a caster with no beast. I have a caster with 1 beast. So with the whole generating, that's going to be in my favor. But then in comes Khador. Yuri kills lots of stuff around the flag on the right side is contesting. He pops his feet, so everything's super fast. Behemoth goes in, and that left light is now destroyed. Drago's in there, killed a couple of guys. Great Bears came in, killed some Burrowers, and Vlad is there as well. I really think that Vlad could have been in a position to dominate the flag, but he's just playing it safe. And, you know, I usually get myself killed, so he probably made the right play because, I mean, of course, he didn't have anything to camp or anything, so probably the right idea. On their side here, like you kind of thought, they go up there. He's able to kill the Scythian. He's tying up my Carnivian with Janissa, which is a sneaky move because the Force Locker or whatever it's called makes it so I can't Admonition away. So that was a good idea. Otherwise, that's really all the trolls can do. He is able to kill Yuri the Axe, and then Rupert runs over to score 1 control point. So we got to kind of start dealing with that. Otherwise, he tries doing some damage to the Great Bears, but man, my Khador guy is rolling tough like crazy, so it's not going all that easy for him. Over here, man, we almost put Feora down into the ground because what my partner does here is he slams the Jack over Feora, knocking her down, doing maybe some damage, but after that, because he's allowed to use his subcortex, he fires 2 boosted shots into her and leaves Feora with like 4 boxes or something. So, I mean, man, if our dice were just a little bit more hot, we could have killed the caster already, but a good aggressive move by my opponent. And otherwise, it looks like this. I'm really just doing a little bit more cleanup, killing Janissa and a few more of the support stuff around here. Yeah, I mean, on the right side, Drago is making sure that he's not going to be scoring from that right side till they're able to deal with Drago. And then with my prodding, he moves Vlad up there to dominate. So now it's 2-1. So that makes me feel a lot better. And now we're having the real push on them, because if they don't go to contest that middle flag there, they're in some trouble if we double dominate. Yeah, and it almost turned out that I got Vlad killed. Now, when I'm telling this to my opponent, like, oh yeah, go contest it, I kind of figure that, Vlad is always freaking hard to kill. What I didn't realize is he didn't have any spells going, he wasn't camping anything, and so he almost died. eGrim comes in, puts on mortality, shoots him, guys charge in, and really, if just that one little Burrower would have hit, he probably would have died. Meanwhile, he has the Exemplars run over here just to contest. He's doing what he can to try and protect Feora over there. And otherwise now, the way it is, looking at this, we're already at the 2 points. Really all we need is Drago to get the right flag, Vlad to kill those 3 models there and dominate again. And the only thing stopping that is those 2 other models, the UA really. And we've already measured it out. Now if I just move over with eVayl, I can shoot both of them. So that's what we do, and that makes it a scenario win. So victory to the forces of the Legion of Everblight and to Khador. And really, one of the things that was interesting here is the whole thing where I felt for my part, I was like, come on, man, dominate that stuff, because I'm just all about the scenario stuff. And one of the things I'm just not realizing is, of course, how easy these casters and things can go down if you really dedicate all the force to it. And that's something where I just don't really see it right now. Like the same thing where I almost lost both my beasts. I mean, I really thought that when I had my Scythian with Admonition and the Angel a little bit back, what can he really do, right? He might be able to do some good damage, maybe kill one of the beasts, and really, even after Admonition going and kind of screwing up my opponent's plans there, he still almost killed 2 beasts. And so, I really have to get a better understanding and realizing the math behind this stuff. I'm just really always looking for the attrition and for the scenario win, as opposed to the opportunities, if you look at the full math, of taking out the real critical pieces. So definitely something I myself have to do a better job on. Really, one of the things I said at the beginning there is one of the new players was actually the Menoth player, but I really felt he did a pretty good job going up there and going for the scenario. Of course, he could have scored a turn earlier if Rupert would have ran over. I was also thinking that Feora could just run over and be dominating, and that would be putting a lot of pressure on us. Luckily, that's not what happened, and really what happened in the end there is that even though Khador was slow to move into it, Menoth just didn't have anything to kill off the big guys like Behemoth with the lights that he had. So in the end, a victory, and again, another bloody fight between me and the troll player, and I hope you like watching it. Bye.